What's up with you guys? It's the Master Key with electricdollarbills.com, and I'm back with a new video for you guys. So today, if you want to learn how to talk to motivated sellers, most importantly, when you talk to motivated sellers, if you want to know exactly what you should be saying to them, I have the 3 top things that you should always ask a motivated seller before you get off the call. If you're not asking these 3 questions, you are wasting your time. So if you want to learn what those 3 things are, continue watching because that is coming up next. All right, guys, welcome back, and let's jump right into the video. Okay, so lots of people all the time talk about speaking to motivated sellers and how the conversation goes and all these things. Okay, this day and age is not just that, you know, speaking to motivated sellers is just not enough. Okay, you need to know exactly what needs to be said, what you need to say to motivated sellers in order to make sure that you seal the deal and you get the information that you need to get the property under contract, to get on the appointment, and to go ahead and make the transaction complete. Okay, so there's some key necessities that you're going to want to know and that you're going to want to talk to the seller about on the telephone call. Okay, so let's go ahead and break that down, what those 3 key points are. Okay, the number 1 thing that you should always ask a motivated seller when you're on the phone with them, you should ask them right off the rip. Well, I'm not gonna say these in order, so I'm not gonna say right off the rip because this is not the first thing that you're gonna ask them. I'm only gonna go over the most important things that you should be asking them. And one of the most important things that you should be asking a motivated seller is the asking price. Okay, it's very, very important that you get an asking price. All right, now you're going to want to use some type of tactics and special tactics to when you're asking sellers about this, because a lot of the time sellers will just be like, make me an offer, and it's like, no, we're not going to play that game. So there are some tactics that you're going to want to use to be able to get that asking price out of a seller, but it's very, very important that you get an asking price out of the seller. Okay, you have to have a number to start with. No one's just blindly selling their house. You got to think about it. If anybody's selling anything, they always have a price in their mind. They got a price in their head that they're going, like, you know, the least that they'll take for it. They have that price in their head, and that is one thing that you have to get out of them. You got to figure out what that number is so you can determine if it's around where you need to be or if it's just, you know, too high and you're wasting your time. And if it is too high or whatever the number is, you need to go ahead and use the tactics that you need to get that number that they started out with around the number that you need them to be at. So that is a very, very important thing that you're going to want to remember. Get the asking price. Okay, now the second thing that you're going to want to ask a motivated seller when you're on the phone with them, this is very, very, very important. Okay, you have to do this. You need to ask them, what's the condition of the property? All right, very important that you get the condition of the property. Now, obviously, the appointment, when you go on the appointment, or if you're virtually wholesaling and you send somebody on the appointment, obviously you're going to get the real details. A lot of the times the seller is not going to keep it 100% real with whatever the condition of the property is, but you're going to want to get as much information as you can. You're going to want to know how old the roof was. You're going to ask about the mechanicals. You're going to ask about cosmetic work. When was the last time the property was updated? What are the repairs that's needed? And just, you know, don't run it down like a list. Still engage with the seller. Still, you know, keep the conversation light and airy. You know, throw a couple jokes in there, do a little small talk, make the conversation flow well, but you're going to definitely want to get the condition of the property. That's very, very, very important. Now, the third and the last thing, and probably the most important thing that you're going to want to talk to the motivated seller about when you're on the call with them, you're going to ask them, why are they selling the property? That is the number 1 thing. That's the most important thing that you're going to want to ask them. And the reason being is this is going to determine if they're even motivated or not. You know, there's a difference between wanting to sell and needing to sell. And that's what you have to realize in this business. We work with people who need to sell for whatever reason. So finding out what's that motivation, what's pushing them, what type of situation are they in that's motivating them to sell that property. And that very answer could determine whether this is the type of person that you need to be speaking with or not. You may be wasting your time with this person. This might not be a person that you need to have on the line, because they don't need to sell, they just want to. And people who want to sell, they'll hold that property until they get that top number that they want, or they might not sell at all. And because of this, you'll be wasting your time. So you have to find out their motivation. That's so important. You know, so many people get on the phone with people and they on a call with sellers, and they're just asking about the house and the price, and they're just asking about all of these other things, and they're not finding out why the person wants to sell. And then I'll throw a bonus tip in there for you guys. Find out their timeline. Find out how soon they need to sell. When do they want to sell? And you'll find that out with finding their motivation as well. When you figure out why they need to sell, you'll kind of get a timeline as far as how soon they need to be out of there and things like that. Or if it's a rental or something like that, or if it's even vacant, you'll get those details in that. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys for this video. I hope you got a lot of value out of those tips that I gave you right here. So if you know somebody who's interested in wholesaling, and you think they'll get a lot of value out of this video, go ahead and share it with them. Smash that like button if you like the content that you got today, and if you have not already, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Thank you again for watching this video, and make sure you look in the description. We have a lot of free goodies in there for you guys, as well as the masterclass that we have coming available really soon. And I have a lot of great things that's coming for you guys, so you're going to want to watch out for that stuff too. Okay, so until next time, I'll see you guys.